Chad Daybell is found guilty in zombie murder trial in Idaho. Chad Daybell, the self-proclaimed prophet and doomsday author, has been found guilty in the zombie murder trial in Idaho. The case has captivated the nation as details emerged of a sinister ritualistic killing that rocked the small community of Rexburg. The trial of Chad Daybell has been a roller coaster of emotions for the families of the victims, as well as the residents of Idaho. Daybell, who was charged with the murder of his wife, Tammy Daybell, and his former stepchildren Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow, faced a jury of his peers in a trial that lasted several weeks. The prosecution presented a compelling case against Daybell, arguing that he and his wife Lori Vallow were part of a doomsday cult that believed in a twisted version of zombie ideology. According to the prosecutors, Daybell and Vallow believed that their victims were possessed by evil spirits and needed to be killed in order to save their souls. The defense, on the other hand, attempted to paint Daybell as an innocent man who was being unfairly targeted by the prosecution. They argued that there was no concrete evidence linking Daybell to the murders, and that he was being scapegoated for the crimes of his wife. However, the jury was not swayed by the defense's arguments and ultimately found Daybell guilty on all counts of murder. The verdict was met with mixed emotions in the courtroom, with some members of the victims' families breaking down in tears while others cheered and hugged each other in relief. The trial of Chad Daybell has been described as one of the most intense and emotional in Idaho's history. The case has shone a spotlight on the dangers of radical religious beliefs and the devastating consequences they can have on individuals and communities. In the aftermath of the trial, the community of Rexburg is left to pick up the pieces and try to move forward from the tragedy that has shaken them to their core. The families of the victims are left to grieve for their loved ones and seek justice for the senseless murders that took them away. As for Chad Daybell, he now faces a life behind bars, where he will have to come to terms with the consequences of his actions. The guilty verdict is a small measure of justice for the victims and their families, but it is a reminder that the fight against extremism and radical ideologies is far from over. The zombie murder trial in Idaho has highlighted the need for greater awareness and education about the dangers of cults and extremist beliefs. It has also shown the importance of holding individuals accountable for their actions, no matter how twisted their beliefs may be. In the end, the guilty verdict in the trial of Chad Daybell is a victory for justice and a reminder that the rule of law will always prevail in the face of evil. As the community of Rexburg begins to heal from the trauma of the trial, they can take solace in the fact that justice has been served and that their loved ones have not been forgotten.